Six Figs here from YouTube, and we're going to be talking about a super high level situation that Binance, FTX, Sam Bankman-Fried, and Alameda Research are kind of all in. We'll be discussing the hottest topics in internet computers ecosystem, and we'll take a peek at the charts at the end. Let's get into this. Welcome back to the channel, everyone. I hope you're having a wonderful day where you're at. We've got the one and only BitBoy Crypto with the one and only Dominic Williams, folks. And they have met in London. As you guys know, BitBoy Crypto has been taking a liking to internet computer after he's been looking into the technology and things like that. So Dominic and the team were able to bring BitBoy up to speed, hopefully, on the tech and things like that. And it appears that they did just that. BitBoy went on to say, awesome meeting with Dominic Williams and the ICP team. They are doing awesome work. This is a project that represents what blockchain and decentralization is about. Their launch was sabotaged 100%. We all know who by. It's time to start making it right. So congratulations to Dominic and the ICP team for, really getting the name cleared and BitBoy. We have to thank him for using his platform to boom out the truth about what's going on, what happened with FTX, Sam Bankman, and stuff like that. We'll talk about some of that in just a second. But we did get another tweet out of Understanding Web3. Bitcoin integration is the hottest ICP topic right now. And I will link this video in the end screens. So you'll be able to see this video at the end. You should check it out. What Internet Computer is doing is they are integrating Bitcoin into the Internet Computer blockchain. And this allows ICP to control Bitcoin on its native exchange, on its native blockchain. So this is groundbreaking technology. We can now bring smart contracts to Bitcoin, something that has never been really done before. So that is cool. And when I went to bed last night, I just felt like, folks, I had to get my thoughts written down. So I turned to Twitter, and here is the truth about FTX, Alameda, Sam Bankman-Fried. FTX and company ruthlessly use perpetual futures as weapons against innocent crypto ecosystems, competitors, and exchanges. For example, ICP, Ron, and Binance. Now, you'll see something that I threw in there. Binance. Did we know before that FTX and Sam Bankman-Fried were trying to attack Binance? Up until about a week ago, I had no idea that they had been trying to do this. CZ brought it to my attention, things like that. And what's interesting about this is back in 2019, Sam Bankman-Fried and FTX decided, and probably Alameda Research, which, by the way, Alameda Research's website is no longer. They are shut down. But many times dating back to 2019, SBF, FTX made several attempts to liquidate Binance through futures manipulation. So here we have it, folks. We've got this long history of FTX really using their exchange as an axis of evil to destroy ecosystems in the crypto space. Think about how many tens of billions, maybe hundreds of billions of dollars worth of damage these little gangsters have done. And it was all mainly to protect Solana, in my opinion, because FTX and Sam Bankman were heavily in bed with Solana and pushing their Serum exchange. And when it comes down to SBF, he wanted to strip all of our rights away. He wanted to strip us naked, throw us out onto the streets in the cold rain and snow, and tell us it is our problem. We can no longer send peer-to-peer transactions through crypto. He wanted us to only be able to send peer-to-peer transactions through an exchange. Why is that? Well, he can tax every single transaction that happens through his exchange. And if he made some legislative framework that he was able to present to the legislators and then could get that framework passed, man, think about how much money, billions of dollars probably a month, that FTX, Sam Bankman, and Alameda Research probably would have made. It was all about that money, and they were so hungry for it, which is what pisses me off. And they also crashed the Ronin Network token. And so when people start talking like, hey, CZ's an asshole for crashing FTX and Binance, no, that is not how you should be thinking. Of course, this sucks that this all happened. FTX and Alameda Research and Sam Bankman-Fried, they were con artists, and we'll get into how they printed FTT to secure loans with struggling other crypto ecosystems and stuff like that, only to rug pull them and buy them out for pennies on the dollar. I'm going to make a whole nother video on that. It's crazy, but I think that FTX, Alameda Research, Sam Bankman were involved with Celsius crash. I think they're involved with Three Arrows Capital. I think that they were involved with Luna and crashing it. All for future videos. That's why you need to subscribe and check in on the channel. So this whole thing now that FTX, Sam Bankman-Fried, Alameda Research are effectively liquidated and pretty much going to go out of business. Of course, this looks really bad for the industry. Of course, nobody wants to see this happen. Of course, people have to realize there were a lot of people that weren't able to get their money, their crypto, off the FTX exchange. This is a tragedy. And I feel so sorry for these people that were conned and manipulated by Sam Bankman-Fried, Alameda Research, and FTX. A few months back, remember, folks, Sam Bankman-Fried was doing this interview, and he was talking about you'd be surprised at the number of exchanges that were insolvent. Looks like that was maybe a dark hidden cue that he was insolvent. But it is what it is. I'm glad FTX and Sam Bankman got squashed, because all they were doing was harm to the crypto ecosystem, the users. Like I said, how many billions and billions of dollars did they cost us? It's freaking bullshit. So Marler says, we're going on to something else here. I've gone on a little bit of a rant there. I've been heavily invested into this whole FTX thing, and I'll talk about it someday, but it's crazy as hell. So Marler says the internet computer is the first blockchain capable of hosting a complete decentralized application, including front-end, back-end, and data. And this is, I think, what BitBoy is almost referring to. This is a project that represents what blockchain and decentralization is about. But one thing, Solana, guess how much it costs to store 1 gigabyte of data on chain per year? 300,000 plus. When we look at Ethereum, it's tens of millions, hundreds of millions of dollars in some cases. When it comes to ICP, Internet Computer, $5 for an entire year to store a gigabyte of data. So how are we going to run a social media website that we don't want shut down by any government on Solana? You can't. You just can't do it. With the amount of storage costs per gigabyte, like, you can't do it, but you could do it at a much cheaper rate on the internet computer. When we look at some of the stats here, IC Stats is a very good Twitter handle to really pay attention to, at IC Stats. And really, when it comes down to it, it's kind of a one-stop shop. I like it. I like to just, boom, look at this visual, see what's going on. 672 new internet identities, 1,452 new ICP accounts have opened up. We're pumped out 3 million blocks in the last day, which is nuts. 815 new smart contracts were set up on Internet Computer yesterday. Crazy, crazy, crazy. So now there are over 176,000 smart contracts on Internet Computer, and it is just going parabolic, folks. Price $4. This whole situation with Sam Bankman-Fried, he is responsible for that. So really, when it comes down to it, there's 15,000 more circulating supply of ICP in circulation. Well, people are probably panic selling things like that. Sitting at $1 billion market cap, insane. Let's look at some of the NFT stuff going on before we get into the charts. And really, when it comes down to it, we're seeing some action in the pineapple punks because Ludo announced recently that if you're holding pineapple punks, you can get some cherry punks. I'm not sure if you need to hold any other NFTs or whatnot, but that is coming around the corner. Cubetopia at the top. Somebody made a big purchase for an island. I've got a very special island that I've been working on, and it's a banger of an island. So far, I'm into this island for about 20 hours, I would say. Probably more building it. It's crazy. The crypto bubbles, folks. FTT, of course, is down 86%. Solana leading behind it. And we're going to look at Bitcoin Internet Computer, and we're going to look at Solana and FTT quick. Really, we have seen them pull everything else down with it. My thoughts here, we are going to see some type of flag pattern going into the end of November, quite possibly. We're seeing people buy this dip, so I do think that, bear with me 1 second. We very well could see some sort of flag pattern like this happen. There's just so much unknowns right now for Bitcoin, but we're kind of surpassing June's bottom here, and it is what it is. So if we continue to move further down, it's going to get interesting with Bitcoin. Currently, we have, I'm thinking that 14,000-ish area. Thinking right around this area might be the point where we get some nice natural resistance. So let's just look at Internet Computer here. And so here we are. I was doing some stuff here with it earlier, looking at the charts. Just going to get rid of this. And right now, we're seeing Internet Computer form this falling wedge. If we can kind of hold the line where we're at and not really trend any lower than this trend line here, I do think that ICP will possibly make another bear flag or descending triangle or something of that nature, something like this, because right now price action is kind of far from this Ichimoku cloud on the daily. And when we look at a falling wedge, that's a pretty bullish thing to be seen. No matter which way we kind of slice this, you guys can kind of see that there is a little bit of a channel or a wedge happening. So it is what it is in that respect. But right now, when we look at this retracement, to me, what I am seeing is really this Elliott wave theory move to the downside. Bear with me 1 second. And I am seeing kind of like this A, B, C, D, E corrective wave that could possibly be getting ready to execute. We're not going to look at Solana or FTT today. I'm just not into it. So folks, I hope you guys enjoyed this video about ICP. It's a long one, I understand it. So if you could smash that like button while you're still here, I would truly appreciate it more than you guys know. We'll see you guys all in the next video.